Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Boss Baby, Family Business. And I can't believe we already have a sequel to The Boss Baby. All the memes, all the put the cookie down, cookies are for closers. And that movie was so weird. Like, it had no business being that weird and out there, and somehow there's things that I love about it, and then there's other things that I despise about it. And then you get this sequel from director Tom McGrath, and this one's a lot less ambitious and weird. Yeah, it's still weird. Let's be real here. But you have grown adults drinking formula, turning back into babies, and now you have Amy Sedaris, who's another talking baby from the Boss Baby Incorporated, or whatever the hell they call this company in this movie. And, Alec Baldwin's back, and Alec Baldwin was by far the best part of the first movie. I would say he's a tie here, because Jeff Goldblum as the villain here is just so much fun. I love Jeff Goldblum, and him being this, I won't give anything away, but this weird guy running this school to indoctrinate babies and try to take over the world and get rid of parents and all this craziness. And it's just Jeff Goldblum doing his Jeff Goldblum thing, and he's great. And Alec Baldwin's doing his Jack Donaghy kind of thing here, and it's just great. And they have a lot of scenes together too, and they're fantastic together. And you have these absurd things Ted running away from a bunch of ninja babies, and ridiculous over the top set pieces like that, or riding a mini horse. It's either a mini horse or some kind of Shetland pony or something like that. I think it's a mini horse. Might as well have just been Little Sebastian. But it's all in the Sure-verse. But they're riding it through the streets, doing all this crazy stuff. And this one deals with, I was just slightly disappointed, Tobey Maguire wasn't back, but you have James Marsden, and James Marsden's fine. Amy Sedaris definitely is a lot of fun as the other baby, and you still get a little bit of, you get Ava Longoria and Jimmy Kimmel and Lisa Kudrow in little bits, but this one's definitely about, you now have Tim, who's disconnected from his kids and trying to connect with them, and it's all about family. This is a Fast and Furious movie, obviously. It's all about family. And this film loses some of the weird, creepy, crazy kinds of things about the first one that felt so inspired and just weird. And this feels much more just like your run-of-the-mill, straightforward kids movie that's really inoffensive and just does its thing, which is a little disappointing, because I wish they ran with some of the weirder things. So, there's one film, now I'm not going to argue this is a great film, but Storks is so idiosyncratic and weird that it's just a blast to watch, because there's so many weird, different kinds of things in it. This just feels like came off of a conveyor belt and just plop, here's the Boss Baby sequel. But I'm not going to say this is a bad movie. It's just fine. Goldblum and Baldwin are great. They definitely lean into picking music choices for the adults in the room. There's this, so probably the weirdest scene and the most inspired scene is when they're turning back through time, and they do it to Time Warp, the Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm like, okay, this is weird enough for this to actually stand out. The tricky thing is, most of this movie, which is almost an hour and 50 minutes, why does this need to be an hour and 50 minutes, is almost forgettable. And that sucks. And that's disappointing. But you know what? Kids are going to have a ball with this. They're going to have fun watching this. It's on Peacock. You could see it in theaters too. Most of the adults, they'll have some fun music choices. And I think most adults will enjoy Baldwin and Goldblum, similar to what I did. But in the end, it's just kind of a very passable, serviceable, run-of-the-mill animated sequel. And this one's definitely not getting nominated for Best Animated Feature. It better not. The first one did, because, you already have Luca and the Mitchells versus the Machines. I'm really hoping there's at least other things enough that this doesn't get a Best Animated Feature nomination like the first one did. But in the end, the Boss Baby family business is, conveyor belt animated sequel. Kids will enjoy it enough. But those are my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.